one of the things I read that I wanted to get into, it's like you say your treatments are genetically programmed. Can you go into that? What does that mean to you?
Well, what we're saying is that we correspond with your skin on an epigenetic level. And we lower what we like to say is the functional age of the skin. I actually don't like the word biological age, and I can get to why that definition matters to me a little bit later. But what we see in skincare a lot is the phrasing lower the appearance of something, whatever that is, wrinkles or whatever. And that obviously partly is because of the FDA. You don't want to create a claim that then can be misleading.
Sure.
But in general, we wanted something that is measurable. And that's something that you need to ask yourself. You're going to do a study. What am I really measuring? Like, okay, I'm going to measure your, for example, the lowering of senescent cells, zombie cells, basically malfunctioning cells of a certain type that is infectious in your body. Okay, so you measured them. So what, right? What do I get, the end consumer, from that? So we try to have a lot of vantage points when we look at our product and what it does. So just because I gave the example of clearing senescent cells, so we have a serum. It's called ProC.A.R.E, and it clears senescent cells. And we don't only measure that. We don't only measure like the process that happens in the cell that allows to do that, but we also measure, for example, 14 different genes that have been associated with a decline of youthful state in the skin. So collagen, obviously, everyone knows. Elastin, like the name, imbues the skin with elasticity. And it's another protein. So we have collagen, we have elastin, and we also have hyaluronic acid production, which is programmed. So it's not only an injectable for your lips to look bigger, it actually also is something that helps your skin hold on to moisture. So we can measure, and some genes that are not necessarily creating those proteins and hyaluronic acid, but utilizing them, because that's a different process. It's you have a brick maker and a brick layer, right? So we can measure those things, and we do it through punch biopsy. That's one thing. We measure, for example, there's something called ProC.A.R.E, which is the pro-aging protein. So we can measure its activity, or we can measure its levels. If anyone wants a reference to ProC.A.R.E, if anyone remembers the old Robin Williams movie where he grows really old really fast. I don't know why they made him grow also taller in the movie. That's not part of the disease, but it's called progeria. It's when you have too much of that protein too fast, so your skin can't clear it out, and your body can't clear it out. So we can measure different things, and what we like to measure is the truth, as we call it, and the truth is your epigenetics. So that is to us the ultimate truth, and that is why we interact with your skin on an epigenetic level. And by the way, we're not the only ones who do that. I mean, niacin, for example, or niacinamide, which is is a staple ingredient in skincare, does it to some extent. Different peptides that are patented that we use, which is not our patent. I mean, they're a little bit expensive. That's why other companies shy from using them. But there are peptides who affect collagen genes as well. That is just our, I would say, mission statement, or our guiding principle that allows us to build a company around it. In another company, their guiding principle can be something else, maybe a good scent, or a good experience for the user. Even though we care about those things, that's not the first priority we have. So I think it's more about our sets of beliefs and us knowing if the product works or not in that way, rather than something that we can say we are the only ones in the world who do fill in the blank. There are things that we are the only ones in the world who do, but it's not necessarily affecting the genes.
Right. No, I appreciate that, and that understanding that we are epigenetic creatures, not just genetic ones, right? We really, our environment and our actions matter much more in some ways.
Yeah, that's like the biological version of nature versus nurture, you know?
Yes.